Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a video that I owe you for, oh my god, for at least 2 months. I am so sorry, but my life got so busy suddenly that it's hard for me to do those videos. But nevertheless, we're gonna talk finally about the Rondo strings. Those strings I purchased in the fall and I put on my instrument, I would say, yeah, about 2-3 months ago. So yes, I tested them very well, so I have a lot to say, so let's get started. So the Rondo strings comes from the Thomastic company that we know very well. I do have a love-hate relationship with Thomastic. Some strings works perfectly, some are just not so good. I'm gonna leave all the string reviews that I've done so far, like a playlist. I'm gonna put it up there. Sometimes you guys are asking me to, you know, give my opinion on specific strings, and most of the time I did a video of the strings. So I'm just gonna leave the playlist here. So just click on the cards in this way, or you can just check on my channel. There's always playlists, so you can always go ahead and check. But anyway, this is what we're going to talk about this today. So like I mentioned, I have this for a few months now on my instrument, and because I played so much, I was able to test it very well. So as usual, the strings comes in the standard packaging, unlike Dominant Pro that we talked about in my last review. This one is just a regular cardboard, you know, standard packaging, which includes 4 little sleeves, little envelopes with the strings in it. Nothing new, nothing fancy. I like it. Also, the packaging includes, which was a surprise to me, this little tiny envelope, and this envelope includes a little extra ball and also 2 of those little plastic tubes that you can basically put it on the bridge of your instrument. If you don't have that little protective sticker on your bridge in here, especially you know, under the E string, because the E tends to be very thin, you may want to use one of those tubes and just literally insert into the string and just put it on top of the bridge. This way it will prevent from the E string digging into the bridge. Sometimes we also need a help above the A string. I had my bridge recently shaped a little bit because unfortunately my A string was digging inside, but it wasn't deep enough for me to use that, you know, little plastic tube. And the strings also comes with the extra ball if you need one. Of course, if you don't need one, you can just remove it completely. I use the balls. I try to use loops with my strings, and of course I had to have different fine tuners, and believe it or not, the strings were breaking after like a few weeks, and it was just so annoying that I went back to the ball end. It just makes more sense. I feel like it's much stronger, so I don't even bother to buy the strings with the loops. And yes, I did use those little protective plastics over the loops, which was so difficult to put on, and it just frustrates me. So I stick to the traditional end ball, and I'm very happy. And as you can notice, I have 2 fine tuners. That's how I like it. That's how I keep it. So yes, so let me just show you here how the strings looks like. So obviously they have 4 different colors, you know, very standard. There's nothing fancy in here. And here how they looks like at the peg box. So they're all kind of orangey red. So I'm gonna very quickly show you what particular set I do have. So the D string is the synthetic core, and it's a silver winding on the outside. The A is the synthetic core again, and it's aluminum. The E string is a steel core and is a tin coated, and the D string is a synthetic core with the silver coating on the outside. So looking at the Thomastic website, the A string also can come with the carbon steel base, which I'm personally very happy that I don't have it, because I am not a big fan of the steel strings, steel core strings, and I know most of the time the E string will have a steel cord, obviously because it's very strong. But for some reason, like in the Dominant Pro, that steel core was coming across so badly, so obvious, that I just couldn't take. The sound was just so horrible, if you remember from my review. So I would not even dare to try a steel core on the A string. I am a big fan of synthetic core in the strings, and whatever they're covered with aluminum or silver or even gold, those sounds the best. Okay, so this particular one, like I mentioned earlier, is aluminum, and it really sounds very, very nice. But for those of you who are wondering, there is a carbon steel option. So it really seems like the A string is the only one that you can have a different variation of. That's what I'm basically looking at the website, the Thomastic website. So you guys, after testing it for a few months, I can honestly tell you that Rondo, I think, are the most favorite strings as of today. And I know I tested and I tried so many strings in the past, and I think so far Rondo is the winner. I am able to create very easily quite a warm, sweet sound, but at the same time the sound is extremely powerful. And I know it's gonna depend on what instrument you have, obviously, but the strings are basically created for soloists, so maybe that's why they seems to be very powerful. So if you don't want to be, you know, sticking out too much and feel a little bit too strong, probably that's not gonna be a choice for you. I personally love it. I love the sound. I love the tone quality that I'm able to you know, develop. A very quick sound response under my bow. I can very easily to make dynamic changes, but overall that powerful sound is just something that, I don't know, it just speaks to me, you know. It just sounds so nice in my opinion, and I love it. I'm gonna insert a little footage here of me playing it a little bit, just to give you a little idea of how it sounds. So let's just listen to it. Is helpful. I know sometimes it's very difficult to capture the exact sound, you know, through the microphones and cameras. The best way, obviously, to test the string is to put it on your instrument and just to play. Basically, that's the best way to do it. So they are pricey. So if you can afford, I think they're $115. If you can afford to try these strings, I would highly recommend. Unless you do not want to be too loud and too powerful, then don't go into that avenue. Stick to the, you know, different strings. But I'm really impressed with those, and I will be for sure purchasing this more in the future. I still have different strings that I have to go through, you know, before I buy another set of these. I'm just gonna try slowly to go through, and I do owe you a review of the Eva Pirazzi, which I've used throughout my college years for years and years and years, basically. And I did purchase Eva Pirazzi also a couple of months ago, so that will be probably the next strings that I'm gonna put on. So it would be nice to have like a little comparison, you know, between the Eva Pirazzi and the Tomastic. And I do remember really much liking Eva Pirazzi, but it's been quite a few years since I had it last time, so it would be kind of nice to, you know, kind of refresh my ear memory, basically. So yeah, the Tomastic Rondo is approved by me. I'm giving it a green light. I think this is one of the best strings on the market for sure. And like I said, to test it the best, you have to put it on your instrument and you have to play it, because instrument can also slightly, you know, alter the sound of the string. So obviously it's not like one size fits all. You know, everybody has its own preferences, and, you know, strings are very personal in my opinion. So I do recommend getting a set and trying it for yourself. But if you are like a very beginner student, intermediate student, I would not. You don't need those strings. But if you're more advanced and, you know, obviously professional violinist, I would highly recommend to try these strings, because in my opinion, they just went very quickly to the top of my list. Alright guys, so this is it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoy it. If you're obviously new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Click on the notification bell. Also, if you are not following me on Instagram, you may wanna go ahead and check it out. I'll leave all the info down in the description box. Yes, if you do have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment down below. And if you did try those strings, please let me know how do they sound on your instrument, and if you do enjoy playing on them. Alright guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!